Oh, hi guys! I just did the ocean part two, second take, or not second take of it, and I think I finally got the lyrics basically right. I wanted to get the lyrics right and everything, pull it off, otherwise I didn't really play it. Okay, but now it's time for a theory video. I don't usually do a video that's different, like a theory right after doing the other one, but it just came out that way. I'm just going with the flow here. Um, guess what, guys? I just thought of my first unique musical discovery or idea that I can call unique idea in music theory. It's the fourth unique idea I've come up with in my life. Two of them were math, and one of them was a general thing, a unique thing that I hadn't been thought of, and then now a musical theory or a little tidbit I can call mine because it hasn't been thought of until I did. And I'm putting it out now in case somehow someone gets an idea of it and puts it out before me. I don't know. It just feels right to do it right now because I know it now. If I wait a month, maybe someone else will figure it out. But I'm first of all, for the record, this is September 17th, 2023. I'm Jimmie Rex Wiseman, otherwise known as I'm Jimmie Rex Wiseman, and I'm going to call it Jimmie's um, uh, original musical thought. I don't know, just whatever. But the actual name of the actual theory is I'm calling um, uh, the principle of 171, and the corollary to that is the principle of 1 5. Wait, start over. The main idea is the idea of 1771. The corollary is the idea of 1551. Okay, and that may sound really strange right now, but I'm going to explain it, and you'll see, wow, that's not strange. And not only that, it's a really cool idea. So first, the law of 1771 is the main one, but then it has a corollary or a mirror image, which is the law of 1551. So let's see if we can figure out what that means, and I'll try to explain it to you guys. Here it goes. Put me on the test because it hasn't been, that name hasn't occurred, and then what I'm going to explain hasn't been thought of and put with that name either. So let's see if I know what I'm talking about. There's three things you need to know first, or at least they're materials we're going to work with: the chromatic scale, the circle of fifths, and the major scale. We've all heard of those three things. I'm going to put them together in a pattern. The main one being 1771, the mirror image 1551 that hasn't been thought of and hasn't been named once someone thought of it, which I'm now doing both. So here we go. First, the law of 1771. These are individual. The first part is 17, or 1 and 7. Now, what I'm going to explain with it in the second part is 771, or 7 and 1. Here's the idea. Start with a C major scale. That's got no sharps and no flats, according to music theory. It's all the white keys in a piano starting on C. So I said it's a pattern of 1771. So first the pattern of first the pattern of 17. Well, 17 is 1 and 7. So what I'm going to say, the 1 and 7, the first number is how many frets you move the next key to, and the next number is how many sharps or flats that has. And the second time, it's going to be with all of this. So in 1 7, I'm going to say that's moving up 1 fret. That means playing the C major scale up 1 step, which implies movement around the chromatic scale. And then the 7 is how many sharps you now get in that new key compared to the first key, in this case 0 sharps and flats because it's C. So I'm going to start with C. Move up 1 fret, and that gives C sharp, which has 7 sharps. Hence the first part, 1 and 7. If the major scale goes up 1 half step, it also gets sharped 7 sharps. So that's true so far. C sharp, up 1 fret, 7 sharps, because every single note is sharp. C sharp, C sharp, C sharp, F sharp, C sharp, A sharp, C sharp, C sharp. Whereas this first one is C. So up 1 fret, 7 sharps, hence the 1 and the 7. The second part is 7 1, and that would be the first 7 is up 7 half steps. What was the C up 7 half steps? That would be G. So you went up 7 half steps from C, and then how many sharps in a G major scale? The answer is 1, hence the 1, 7 1. G, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp, G. So basically, I just showed that if you go up, make the major scale and go up 1 half step, you get 7 sharps. If you go up 7 half steps, you get 1 sharp, hence 1771. I think that's really cool. But it has a mirror. Within that, there's also a mirror part. What if I go down a step and then all that? So let's do that with the 1771. We're a quarter through because the 1551 is going to have 2 versions, and I just did the first version of 1771. Here's the second one. Start with C major scale. Go down a half step, which is going backwards now. You could call it. So going down a half step, which is 1, and that would be. Let me call that, wait, let me get my head straight here. Yes, okay. Down 1 half step, yeah, I got it now. Down 1 half step would be, let's see. Down 1 half step, down 1 half step would be C flat, and that's 7 flats. C flat, D flat, E flat, F flat, E flat, A flat, E flat, C flat. So I went down a half step, I have 7 flats. And so if I go down, and so that would be 1 and 7. Down 1 half step, 7 flats. The next thing is if you go down 7 half steps, that would be going down to F. And F has 1 flat. So it's again 1771. Down C major scale, no sharps and flats. C. Down 1 half step, C flat, C flat, C flat, C flat. And that's for down 1 half step, 7 flats, 1 7. But if I go down 7 half steps, that's down to F, and F has 1 flat, hence 7 1. F, D flat, C, F. So we've done it with the 7 and the 1, the 1771 up, 1771 down. We're halfway there. Now, I said the correlated this is the 1551. Well, that's a mirror image of it. Let's do that. So back to C. 1551, so start with 15. Now, interesting thing about this is funny. When you go up a half step on a major scale, you either sharp it 7 times in the direction you're going, or you flat it 5 times in the note above it. Just check it out. It just is. So if I play C, and I go up a half step, I'm also playing D flat major, and that's 5 flats. So check that out. And that would be D flat, F, G flat, A flat, D flat, C, D flat. So I'm doing 1551, so up 1 half step, which is the 1, makes 5 flats, the 5, 15. So D flat major has 5 flats. But then that's the 1551, but the 5 and the 1. Well, if you go up a C major scale, up 5 is F major. And how many flats does that have? 1. That's hence the 5 1. So 1551, the 5 1. If you go up 5 half steps from a C major scale, you get an F major scale. And if you play an F major scale, you have 1 flat, since the 5 1. That would be F, G, A, D flat, C, D, E, F. Okay, now we have to do the 1551 down. Okay, so if I start with C, now for the 1551, if I go first to 15, down 1 half step would be, interestingly enough, B major, which has 5 sharps. Remember I said before, it's the same as if you flat a major scale, you can either get 5, you can either get 7 flats, or you can get 5 sharps coming up the other way. So this time I'm going to do the sharp part. So if I take C major scale down a half step, I have B major, which has 5 sharps, since the 1 and the 5. We're doing 1551. So the 5 sharps in B, let's see if I can get that. C sharp, D sharp, E, F sharp, G sharp, A sharp, B. Okay, I think I did it. So now once again, C major scale down a half step is 5 sharps, since 1 and 5. We're almost there. Now what the 5 1? If I go take a C major scale and go up 5 half steps, well, no, we're going down. I almost blew it there, you guys. We're going down this time. So I said go down a half step is 5 sharps because B major has 5 sharps, so that's 1 and 5. But now I'm going to go down 5 half steps, and that would be the key of G. And G has 1 sharp. Dude, I get it. I did it. Because down a half step is 5 sharps, 1 and 5. Down a half step is B major, and B has 5 sharps. But down 5 half steps is G, and G major has 1 sharp. It's the 5-1. So we did it. Let's count that out there. So my principle is the principle of 1771, which the corollary is 1551. This whole idea hasn't been thought of by anybody but me, as far as I know. At least if they did think of it, they didn't tell anybody, or at least not me. And I call it the principle of 1771, and the corollary is the principle of 1551. Each of those 2 principles has an upward direction and a downward direction, and there's 2 of them. So you have basically 4 different possibilities. Just to go over them real quickly again, I won't go through the details. But with the 1771, it's going up 1 half step is 7 sharps. Going up 7 half steps is 1 sharp. 1, 7, 7, 1. Going down 1 half step is 7 flats. Going down 7 half steps is 1 flat, hence 1, 7, 7, 1. For the 1551, going up 1 half step is D flat, which is 5 flats. Going up 5 half steps from C is F, which is 1 flat, hence 1, 5, 5, 1. Going down 1 half step from C is B, which is 5 sharps, and going down 5 half steps from C is G, which is 1 sharp, since 1, 5, 5, 1. So yeah, it all works. That's my original musical idea. It's the 4th original idea I've come up with in my life. It's the first one that's musical, though. I'm not likely to think of any more in my life, but you never know.